Well, it's not every day that they authorize a new Sandman. I tell you, Francis, that's him.
What if the world solved overpopulation by putting an expiration date on human life and convinced everyone it was freedom? Logan's Run 1976 isn't about escape. It's about a society that taught people to celebrate their own disappearance. Part 1. A perfect world built on a lie. Fact 1. Logan's Run is one of the earliest films to question happy dystopias. Most dystopian movies show misery on the surface. Logan's Run does something far more disturbing. It shows a world that looks beautiful, playful, and joyful. People are well-fed, entertained, free from responsibility. There's no visible oppression, no poverty, no visible war. And that's the trap. The film suggests the most dangerous dystopias aren't built on suffering, they're built on comfort. Fact 2. The age limit isn't enforced with fear, it's enforced with celebration. In Logan's Run, no one is dragged to execution. Instead, death is rebranded as carousel, a ritual presented as a chance at renewal, a celebration of life, a public spectacle. People cheer, music plays, the crowd applauds. The film reveals a chilling truth. If you make death entertaining enough, people will line up for it. Fact 3. The crystal in the hand is a tool of psychological control. Every citizen wears a crystal embedded in their palm. It tracks age, changes color, signals when time is up. This crystal does more than monitor life. It constantly reminds people your existence is conditional. The genius of the system is subtle. People police themselves. No guards are required. Fear isn't enforced, it's internalized. Fact 4. Logan is a runner's hunter, not a traditional hero. Logan doesn't start as a rebel. He is part of the system. His job is to hunt down runners, people who try to escape carousel. This makes him terrifyingly effective. He understands the system, he believes in it, he enforces it calmly. The film makes an uncomfortable point. The most powerful systems are enforced by people who think they're doing the right thing. Fact 5. Logan's Run questions whether longevity equals meaning. In this society, no one grows old, no wrinkles, no aging, no decline, but also no wisdom, no long-term bonds, no generational memory. The film suggests something radical. A longer life doesn't automatically create a deeper one. Meaning doesn't come from time alone. It comes from continuity, memory, and consequence.
Fact 6. Logan's Run shows how pleasure can be used as a control system. The society in Logan's Run doesn't rely on punishment. It relies on endless entertainment, sexual freedom without attachment, and instant gratification. People are distracted, fulfilled, and numb. The film suggests a dangerous idea. A population that is constantly entertained rarely asks difficult questions. Pleasure becomes the leash. Fact 7. Youth is treated as a moral virtue, not a biological phase. In the world of Logan's Run, youth isn't just preferred, it's morally superior. Aging is framed as weakness, obsolescence, failure to adapt. By glorifying youth, the system justifies elimination. The film warns how easily societies can turn preference into policy, turn beauty into ideology. When youth equals worth, aging becomes a crime. Fact 8. The film suggests freedom is suspicious by design. Anyone who wants to live past the age limit is labeled a runner, not a thinker, not a dissenter, a criminal. Freedom itself becomes suspicious. The film shows how systems survive by redefining curiosity as rebellion, desire for life as selfishness. If survival is illegal, obedience feels ethical. Fact 9. Logan's authority comes from trust, not force. Logan doesn't intimidate people. They trust him because he looks like them, lives like them, and shares their pleasures. This makes his authority invisible. The film highlights a subtle form of control. Power works best when it feels familiar. People resist tyrants. They comply with peers. Fact 10. The city eliminates the past to control the future. There are no elders, no historians, no living memory. Without the past, there is no comparison. Without comparison, there is no critique. The film suggests erasing the elderly isn't about resources, it's about erasing perspective. A society without memory can be shaped endlessly.
Fact 11. Logan's Run shows that freedom begins with the right to refuse death. Inside the city, everyone is free until they refuse carousel. The moment someone says, "I don't want to die yet," they stop being a citizen and become a criminal. The film makes a brutal claim. If you are not allowed to refuse death, you were never free to begin with. Freedom without refusal is obedience in disguise. Fact 12. Mortality creates identity because it forces commitment. When life has no open-ended future, every choice gains weight. Outside the city, Logan encounters aging, decay, continuity. For the first time, actions matter because time is irreversible. The film suggests that identity forms only when choices cannot be reset. Mortality forces commitment, and commitment is the foundation of selfhood. Fact 13. The system fears aging because aging produces perspective. The system eliminates aging not because it is weak, but because it is dangerous. Aging produces memory, comparison, long-term judgment. Older people remember alternatives. They question inevitability. The film implies that the system fears elders more than rebels, because elders carry proof that things can be different. Fact 14. Logan's awakening is not about living longer, but living authentically. Logan doesn't run because he wants immortality. He runs because he wants time without permission, life without a countdown, choices without surveillance. The film reframes escape as an identity shift, from living on schedule to living on meaning. Freedom isn't about duration, it's about ownership of time. Fact 16. The system was never designed to face death, only to delay it. The city claims to have solved death. In reality, it only postponed confrontation with it. Carousel doesn't eliminate mortality, it ritualizes avoidance. By scheduling death, the system avoids grief, uncertainty, existential reckoning. The film argues something brutal. A society that refuses to face death will eventually lose the ability to face life. Fact 17. When mortality returns, the system has no moral language left. When Logan introduces the truth of aging and survival, the system doesn't argue. It malfunctions. Why? Because it has no moral framework for old age, continuity, or responsibility across time. The city was built to manage pleasure, not meaning. The film suggests that systems optimized for comfort collapse when confronted with permanence. Fact 18. Mortality is what forces societies to care about the future. Inside the city, there is no future planning. Why plan if no one will be there to see it? Outside the city, aging people preserve, teach, remember. The film reframes mortality as a future-making force. Without death, nothing needs to last. Without death, nothing needs to matter. Fact 19. Logan's Run shows that escaping death also escapes accountability. In the city, no one is responsible for tomorrow. No one answers for yesterday. By removing mortality, the system removes accountability. The film suggests that accountability only exists when lives extend long enough to face consequences. A society without death is also a society without responsibility. Fact 20. Logan's Run ultimately argues that mortality is the price of freedom. The final truth of Logan's Run is uncomfortable. Freedom and mortality are inseparable. To be free is to risk loss, accept endings, live without guarantees. The system chose safety over freedom. Logan chooses mortality and meaning. The film leaves us with its most radical claim. A life without death may be long, but it will never be fully human. Logan's Run doesn't ask us to fear death. It asks us to fear a world so terrified of death that it sacrifices freedom to avoid it. Because when death is forbidden, so is choice. If you enjoy films that challenge what freedom really costs, stories that question immortality instead of worshiping it, and facts that make old sci-fi feel disturbingly relevant today, subscribe now. This channel isn't about escape fantasies. It's about the ideas that force us to ask whether living longer actually means living better.